All right, so I am just out of Olga's Cantina. Way too loud to be videoing in there, so didn't really chat much. Just a couple of shots of me and the restaurant or the Cantina bar area. It's very loud, very fun place. So as far as any of the specialty drinks, they all have sugar, liqueurs, fruit juices. None of them keto friendly. I kind of got this idea in my head that maybe I would do that like tingling foam on a wine, because they do serve a couple of wines there, and I thought, well, wine's safe-ish. So I asked the worker or the bartender if there were any, or if there was any sugar in that, and there is sugar in the foam. So even that like tingling foam that numbs your mouth, if you're thinking maybe I'll throw that on there, it does have some amount of sugar. I'm not exactly sure how much. I try to keep it as clean and keto as possible. So I skipped that. I did get one white wine and one red wine. The wine on tap that was a white came blue. So if you're really hoping for something off-world and themed and you're disappointed you cannot get those fun drinks with all the special effects and everything, the wine is blue, so you can have blue wine if you get the white wine, if that makes sense. And that was very fun. Wasn't my favorite tasting wine. It was, I don't know. At first I thought it might have been sweetened or something other than wine. It was just a little something on the taste that I can't quite pinpoint. But it wasn't my favorite. Of course, I'm not a white wine drinker. I prefer reds. So followed that up with a Cabernet, and that was fine. But again, the first one was blue, which made me much happier, and it'll probably make you happier if you are going to Olga's. And then I had the charcuterie board. Now, I have run into times when they told me that the pork rinds were not available on there. But this time, it did have the pork rinds. I checked before I ordered, and she acted like she, that it was a weird question whether or not there were pork rinds. She was like, well, today there are. So got my pork rinds on there. Now, there were a couple of crackers even after I had told them that I was diabetic and avoiding sugars. There were still some crackers on there. So make sure you order the charcuterie board. See if you can get them to leave off the crackers and just go all pork rinds. It's a little mix. There were only like 3 crackers on there. Nothing huge if they make that mistake. Then there were a couple of, there were some scallions, some pickled cauliflower, which was not bad. There were some meats. There was one, I don't know what I was eating really, but the one I wasn't a huge fan of. Everything else was kind of cool on there. I'm hoping that undersauce was a spicy mustard or something. It was really subtle. I have no idea what it was. I'm going to have to try and figure out what that is and see if that was at all keto or not. But I definitely, it wasn't very flavorful, so I'm sure it's not a super sugary thing. And then there was, in those scallions or green onions that they gave you, there was some sort of cured meat, very crunchy, very smoky. It was, I don't know what it was, but it almost slipped by me because it was just, I don't remember her saying anything other than peppers and onions there, and there was something else there that I randomly noticed, bit into. It was crisp, it was smoky, and it was a very hard texture, so that one was surprising. As far as the cured meats, that one was a little bit crunchy, tentacly. I don't know what I was having. Then the thickest slabs of meat, and they give you alien names for all of this, so I don't even know what I just actually ate. The thickest slices were a little bit for my taste buds, so I started eating them with the peppers. I started eating them with the scallions. I was like, throw something on that. It did well. If you've been watching your calories or you don't eat a lot, honestly, this felt like a plentiful meal to me. I don't know if that was 4 ounces of meat or not, but I'm kind of stuffed. 2 glasses of wine, that charcuterie board. It was $53, but each glass of wine one was 16, one was 13, and then the charcuterie board was, I think, 20 something. I can't remember. And I've had 2 glasses of wine, so I'm not trying to reverse math on this. But it was, I walked away and I'm kind of full. Would I go there by myself and try and maintain keto, I mean, honestly, it's an easy restaurant to snag a reservation to. Sometimes it's 9 in the morning, which, you know, you may question, should someone be drinking at 9 in the morning? If you choose to, I'm not judging. But, you know, sometimes it's an early morning reservation. But if I was hitting there around lunch or dinner, I walked away and I'm kind of good to go, I feel like, on my calories. Generally, you know, I try and, if I'm behaving, I'm on 1,500 calories a day. This kind of left me satiated. I'm not really hungry after that. I'm not like, well, let me go get something else. So that charcuterie board for one person, it did fill me up. I don't think it's as big a portion of meat as if I went to a restaurant. But if you're a huge Star Wars fan, I think it's definitely worth going because you can hit Rano Roasters, you know, and you can have that for breakfast. You can have Olga's for lunch or dinner. And just enjoy. I don't know if there's more on the dinner menu. This was the lunch menu, which just gave me like 2 options. But it was plenty for a meal on me. You know, it's a small meal. Probably when I used to eat a lot, I would say it might not be enough. But for maintaining 1,500 calories a day kind of person who doesn't eat huge meals, it was a good meal. I'm satiated. Plenty of wine, plenty of food. I don't think that, you know, when I was eating all the things all the time, I would walk away necessarily full. But that's not who I am anymore, so just keep that in mind. It's good for people with small meals, people who want a large snack. It was fun. I'm walking away. I'm happy. I won't be eating until the next meal time. The blue wine was fun. It's not as fun as all the other drinks. I mean, you got stuff bubbling in there. You got glitter going around. There are so many different effects in some of those drinks. And, you know, you don't get to have those because they have the sugar, but at least your white wine is blue. And that was very exciting when they brought that out. And I was like, it's a blue wine! So definitely enjoyed that. Definitely if you're going with someone, it's worth it. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, it's probably worth it. If you're just trying to find food at Disney, it's probably one of the more pricey, less variety, less worth it options. And like I said, you don't even get the fun stuff there. There are definitely some themed restaurants that you get to be fully part of the experience. Because it's not about the food. I'm thinking, you know, like the drive-in, sci-fi dine-in, or the 50s primetime cafe where they're all well-themed. This one is well-themed, I will give it that. So you still have that theme. If you get the white wine, then you have the blue cocktail. But most of the fun foods, you just don't get the opportunity to enjoy. Most of the fun drinks, most of the specialty things. I did catch the person beside me ordering a different drink in one of the souvenir cups. So if you're really there wanting a souvenir cup, pork or something else, you can probably ask to substitute the drink for one of the wines. I don't know for sure if they'll do that for you, but not a wine, but they did that with one woman ordering a different drink in a souvenir cocktail and paying the souvenir cocktail price. So that's a possibility for you if you're there for the souvenir cups. If you're just there to keto, it is possible. Definitely not a place that you can't have something while your friend drags you to. Definitely go there with a friend. If your friends are wanting to go there, you are safe. You know, even if you just want to drink, there is wine there. White wines will give you a blue cocktail. Red wine will just give you a glass of red wine. So depending on your investment into it, you know, you can make those decisions for yourself. And that was it. Olga's Cantina. I enjoyed it. I was keto. I stayed as clean as possible. Avoided all sugars to my knowledge. And yeah, definitely doable if you are at Star Wars, or if you're at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Olga's Cantina is definitely a go for keto. So. All right, everyone, that is my keto review of Olga's Cantina. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up.
If you want to see more keto reviews at the Orlando parks, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification button as well so you never miss an episode. And if you want to know how my entire day at Disney Hollywood Studios went, head over to Sunday in the Parks, my channel that just covers all my days at the parks. Thanks for watching and have a great day.